Well, first I want to say congratulations to all our graduates. We have students out there in our student body who's graduating this semester. I want to say congratulations to them. Congratulations to our first year students who finished their first semester of college. But I want to wish everybody a safe break, travels, getting to and from their destinations safely. But it definitely excited to be able to play another basketball game for our program. Coming off the week that we have with finals and different things, everybody goes through it in the country where you kind of get that disruption, and it's just a part of athletics. It's part of college athletics, being able to be a student athlete. You got to be able to balance both. So we got to get back on track, be able to get out there and play the game that we love, the game that our guys love, and we have a tough opponent. Being able to do that against a Big East foe, ideally is very important to our scheduling matrix as it relates to our guys competing against the best. Selection committee, by nature, look at the Big East Conference as one of the top 5 conferences in basketball, and they've traditionally had, obviously, the national champion in UConn Huskies. As it relates to Seton Hall, I think it's important that we look at that opponent. They did defeat last year's national champion last season, one of few teams to do so in conference play. But for us, it's another opportunity for us to get to Kansas City and play in front of our fans in this great state, but also play another basketball game.
Yeah. Great questions.
Dennis, just can you explain how this game came to come around, how it got to be in Kansas City, and why Seton Hall was tapped as the team to play in KC?
Well, a good friend of mine is the head coach, Shaheen Holloway, unbelievable peer as we were assistants. He was an assistant, longtime assistant at Seton Hall. I was an assistant at Florida State. We would compete as it relates to recruiting. The friendship grew from there. We were first-time head coaches. He at St. Peter's. I was at Cleveland State. And Tavares Hardy, the current head coach at Loyola, Maryland, who we played this season, started a sort of a group Zoom during portal season, not during portal season, but during COVID and things like that. And once that took place, Tavares Hardy being able to start that Zoom for young coaches, we developed an unbelievable friendship beyond just recruiting, beyond competition. So one of those calls, whether it's us needing a game, us asking each other about different X's and O's and different things like that, ways to get better, whether we're going over practice plans or whatnot, it led to scheduling, and the scheduling opportunity with the dates that we provided or had, giving us the opportunity to play a team in the Big East. And Shaheen Holloway was looking for the same date against a quality opponent. Scheduling-wise, you got to look at their history. Seton Hall has had a great history of scheduling opponents non-conference. Last season, he was top 40, top 50 in net, and the strength of scheduling was 23 in the country for them last season. This season, it's the same thing. He wants to play games against great opponents and high major conferences. And that's where it started. That's where it derived. And we just had to settle in on a day. And Kansas City is important to me because it's a place that I want to be able to play basketball because obviously being in Como is one thing, but we have a game in Illinois, or against Illinois in St. Louis. We wanted to play and bring our team to Kansas City, and this is the opportunity to do so.
Dennis, I know after losses you say let's take lessons from those. When you look back at the tape from Kansas, what do you feel like is the biggest lesson that you want to take away from the tape?
Well, we let one get away. There's no doubt about it. Just dialing in the details. We got to get a balance of everything. We got to shoot more than 0 free throws in the first half, first and foremost. We got to be able to close out halves the way that we need to give ourselves a chance. Now, I'm excited about what we did in the second half. We won the second half. But that first half, the middle 10 minutes of the game, I want to be able to concentrate in a different area of execution, but also managing a basketball game. And I think that's something that stands out for us in totality.
When you look at the young guys like Trent and Jordan, you know, that they get minutes in those games, what did you like that you saw from them in an environment like Allen Fieldhouse?
Well, you want to give them a taste of the competition, and you know, no matter how many minutes they played, it was great that they were able to do so. It's going to be a part of their story, part of their experience. It's going to be part of their journey. We want them to play in the most hostile environments, and I think they did well. I think they did okay, but it wasn't good enough for a win. These guys are competitors. They want to go out and win, and sometimes as a young player, you can't play basketball perfect. You got to go out there and just give your very best, and that's what I expect of them. Ant Robinson wants that fast break back, right? Trent Pierce want one of those open three-pointers back. Jordan Butler want one of, he would love to have one of those opportunities back, whether it was a putback or a defensive effort that he made. It's just those things you can't replicate in practice, and the environment you can't replicate, but also the players. That's first team all-conference, you know, National Player of the Year, one of the best post players there. Unbelievable point guard Harris that's there, and our guys were able to grow from it, and we'll just have to see, because it's going to be invisible what they learn until we start to see them turn that corner.
Coach, with Caleb Grill being out for the next couple of weeks, what are some of the adjustments that you guys have to make in his absence?
The only adjustment that we have to make is next man up. Our team was built on depth. We have depth. We have guys that can play. I want to challenge Kurt Lewis. I want to challenge Jesus. I want to challenge different guys to step up and play, and that's what it's about. I want to challenge Tamar Bates to give us more. I want Sean East, Nick Honor to give us more. But we have a multitude of guys, and we have depth that allows us the opportunity to get through what every team goes through. The knick-knacks of college basketball, the physical part of it, and the injuries that come up. We can't wait to get Caleb Grill back. He's involved in practice. His personality is still a part of our team. He's here. And also we're excited with what he gives our guys. He was still coaching from those sidelines in our last game, and he'll continue to do the same. And we wish him a speedy recovery.
So when you talk about the next man up, and you named a couple guys that you're challenging, what more are you wanting to see from some of the guys?
What more?
Yeah.
Just you got to look at Caleb Grill. Caleb Grill is one of the hardest playing guys in the country. Physically, unbelievable basketball player, basketball IQ. And I don't want guys to be him or feel that they need to be him. I want our guys to be themselves, but understand the things that needs to be filled in the gap. He's physical. He pursues the basketball, loose ball or rebound. Those are areas that I think can help any team in the country when you can get extra possessions, knock down shots, and different things like that. So Noah Carter needs to knock down more shots, and our guard play just need to continue to take care of the basketball. Defensively, Caleb Grill was probably one of our highest graded defenders. So that's another guy that can defend at a high level that I truly believe by committee we'll have to continue to get better at.
Coach, with 10 games now, 400 minutes logged, just what do you feel like you're getting to in terms of figuring out some lineup combinations and what you like as far as that goes? And for those of us who are uninitiated, what are you sort of looking at in terms of numbers as you kind of look back on that sample size?
Well, we want to put pressure on the basketball offensively and defensively. We were able to force Kansas into 16 turnovers. The issue is we didn't have the same or even plus in the points off turnovers, right? You want to be in the positive in that area. So that's something that we want to obviously focus on. The other thing is we just want to continue to be ourselves. We want to have a positive assist to turnover ratio. This team this season, we have to get to the free throw line, and I don't think we've done that, that good of a job. We've gotten there. We're playing physical. We're just not getting there. And when we get there, we execute. I just think that's a part of the game that this team is definitely can be good at. So shooting a high free throw percentage is very important.
What does it take to get there? What are you guys kind of working on to get to that? And is it just finishing a little more aggressively at the rim, just getting some of those paint touches?
We can't blow our own whistle.
Yeah.
That's impossible. We just got to continue to play how we play, and hopefully, the referees see it.
Coach, looking at Seton Hall, a lot of their offense centers around getting the ball in the paint and putting pressure on the rim. How do you plan on sort of mitigating their impact around the rim?
Well, they're one of the better teams at points in the paint. They have a great point guard in Kadari Richmond, and he has a balance of, ball handling, strength, size, getting to the rack, being able to post guards up, and he's a tremendous player in that they don't rely on the three-point line, but they are capable shooters. They can shoot and make threes at close to 6 threes a game when they have to. But their job and what they do is getting to that free throw line in a physical presence and also being able to get in that paint. You're going to see guys being able to crash the glass as well, trying to generate second chance points. It's a tremendous style of basketball from a great coach, but also a great conference. Seton Hall's tradition is great. Shaheen Holloway has done a tremendous job in his coaching career. The one thing that I look at ultimately is being able to negate certain things. We have to see how the referees are going to call the game. We have to be able to in-game adjust, and that's where college basketball is. You got to see where and how the flow of the game is taking place and be prepared to make the adjustments.
One last question, Coach, for Tamar and Aiden, just how excited have you seen them getting to play some kind of a home game?
Well, it's a tremendous thing. Those two guys have had great success in their high school careers in the area. I'm proud of them. I'm also proud of our staff being able to identify these young men, recruit them, re-recruit Aiden Shaw when there was a coaching change, and I just thank them for believing in us, but also figure out who's the next ones in the recruiting process from that area that we can kind of make sure we stay locked in on. Being able to get there, we hadn't played in that area since we played 18 times. What was it? 18 times from 2007 to 2019, but none in the last 4 years. So being able to get there this season is very important. We also want to have future games there, and we will have future games there. Non-conference against Kansas will be in the same venue, I believe, and that's important. We just need our fans to be able to show up. So fans, if you're out there listening, look at my T-shirt. This is the KC edition, the Kansas City edition with the skyline, of course, of Mizzou gear. So make sure you guys go out there, purchase some tickets, get out there. We need your support. We want to have future games in Kansas City, but we have to be able to go out there and make it make sense and support how we need to support. We need you. We need you not only in Mizzou Arena, but in every venue that we play at. So please go out there and support the best way possible. Purchase those tickets, get in those seats, and make sure you come out and support our young Tigers. MIZ.
Thanks, Coach.